Hey, what's up, everyone? DREAGEN here to tell you that you should be reading Dinotopia-The World Beneath. So, Dinotopia: The World Beneath is the 1995 sequel to Dinotopia: A Land Apart from Time, written and illustrated by James Gurney. It kind of picks up several years later after the first book, where the characters Arthur and William Dennison have now started to fully acclimate themselves to life in Dinotopia. More so, William, who's now joined the Skybacks Corps, which is basically these people who ride up on the backs of Skybacks, which are Quetzalcoatlus, the largest organisms to ever fly. And they go about the island, performing missions, kind of like courier services. They do rescue operations because they can kind of get to and fro faster than really anyone else can. So it implies that he's really dived in. He's really immersed himself into this world. His father is still very much the scientist, still very much the explorer. He's still very much learning how this culture works, and dare I say, still kind of acclimating himself. And kind of through this journey of both outer and inner discovery, he comes across basically clues that suggest Dinotopia's long lost technological history. Basically, a whole culture in Dinotopia from long ago that once had technology, machines, and right away he gets very curious about this. Right away, he feels that this is this link to the past is a clue or a possible connection to their future, a way to bring Dinotopia out of what he feels is kind of a life of drudgery. And basically, they go on this grand adventure where they go to the world beneath, this underground kind of realm where the remnants of this long lost civilization still remain. And there they find like a cache of technology, these giant, like mechanical dinosaurs. Don't think less, like Dinobots or Zoids, and more like kind of like steampunk powered dinosaurs, basically. And they use these things called sunstones, which are these kind of crystals, if you will, that can draw in energy and power these machines. And essentially, this ancient civilization, which is called Poseidos, was basically founded upon and built upon these stones to create this technology. And Arthur is seeing this, think to himself like, wow, this is Dinotopia in its glory day, its heyday. This is what Dinotopia could and should be again. Whereas the people around them are basically telling him that you're missing the point. That this civilization fell for a reason, both geologically and kind of personally in a way, where it's like the people there became too disconnected from the natural world around them. They became too emboldened with their own sense of superiority because of how they could manipulate the world, and therefore felt they didn't need it anymore, which the ultimate irony was the world ended up consuming them when the island sank into the sea. And that's kind of what the story's about. On the surface, it's a kind of a classic, adventure story. Even more so than the first one. The first one was something of an odyssey. This one is a bit more Indiana Jones, where there's a bit more thrills, more action. So it's definitely incorporating something new from the first book, thereby expanding kind of the story. But what it's ultimately about is understanding that sometimes what you're looking for is right there in front of you, and it just looks different than what you expected, and that our preconceived notions of how things that we want are supposed to look are really just that, preconceived notions on our part, and sometimes misguided perceptions of things based on our own kind of vanity. Arthur felt that Dinotopia was kind of a primitive civilization because he didn't see tech. Meanwhile, it was probably the most advanced form of government ever. It's a world where everyone literally works together. Never mind just different ethnicities working in tandem without any kind of friction. You have entire different species coming together, some of which who have evolved to literally hunt and kill other ones, now working together in a civilization that is built upon the idea that everyone pulling each other up, everyone standing by each other, everyone working together to better the person next to you. And there has never been a civilization in the history of the world, both real or within the fictional world of this one, like that. And because of that, this is probably the most advanced culture ever. And yet he doesn't see that because we have humans riding on the backs of dinosaurs, which is really cool, as opposed to mechanical ones. But they're riding on the backs of dinosaurs because the dinosaurs want to help them. And as a result, the humans help them create tools and means of ease for their own lives. It's a symbiotic relationship, whereas the other one is more of a manipulation of the natural world and a form of control. And he's not understanding it. And it kind of takes this journey, this adventure for him to discover that. It kind of becomes like an inward metaphor for what's going on inside. He needs to realize that the world he's in now, the reality he's in now, is in fact what he's been looking for. And basically, it takes this journey for him to realize that. So that's basically what it is. It's about this character finally letting go of the world he came from, and not just the literal world, but the ideas, the mentality, what it suggested was considered normal for him. And that's what it is. It's about us sometimes realizing that, always looking to the horizon for that better future. And we do that at the expense of sometimes of looking around us and realizing that what we really want might actually already be there. So that's basically the crux of this story. And again, like I said, on the surface, a lot of adventure, a lot of, action-packed scenes, and the artwork is, phenomenal by James Gurney as usual. And it has improved since then from the first book. He's tweaked some of the dinosaur designs to kind of be more in tune with our scientific understanding of what dinosaurs looked and behaved like in 1995. Again, they're still some of them are mostly still outdated by today's standards, but you already see that they now more closely resemble what we understand dinosaurs to be, and he's done that throughout the course of these books. There's 2 more after this, and the last one representing dinosaurs as accurately as we knew them at the time. So, Dinotopia, The World Beneath, I highly, highly, highly recommend it. If you have not picked it up already, I'll leave some links in the description section below where you can do just that. Go check it out, give it a read, come back, give me some of your thoughts, let me know what you thought of it. If you have read it, let me know what you think. Did you like it? Did you like it better than the first book? Is it your favorite out of all the books? And then just give me some of your thoughts. Let me know. I'm always curious to hear what you guys have to say. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace!